Hello, class. I'm going to talk I'm going to talk a little about some of the scenes from Barbie, especially related to the topic for this movie, which is gender communication within friendships. So, gamble and gamble, when you read that chapter, hopefully very soon, uh, you will see they break down. Here's what female female relationships are like in terms of communication. Here's how males tend to communicate with their male friends. And then here's some interesting research about cross gender friendships. So when men and women or people identify across the binary become friends, then what is their communication like? So that's a chapter. And we're going to look at Barbie and think about the friendships we see in that movie. Mainly for the paper, you're really going to focus on Barbie's friendships with other women, or your other choice is to talk about her friendship with Ken and how that, whichever one you do, how that friendship changes over the course of the film and what sort of effect they have on that character of Barbie. Now, of course, this is the only real comedy that we're doing this semester. It's also sort of fantastic. It's fantasy. It's not a realistic film like all the others. So I'll see how it goes. This is the first time I've taught this film. I think it's hilarious myself. And I also think it really gets into questions about the gender binary and issues about the gender binary that continue to interest us, and that's one of the reasons why it was such a popular film. Okay, so what we're looking for in these scenes, and I want you to watch it and understand the whole movie, but I have to say that when a movie does this sort of allegory between, in this case, the real world and Barbie Land, and asks you to keep comparing and switching between the two and trying to find parallels in one to the other, things can get really confusing really fast. It reminds me of poetry, which I teach a lot. But I don't need you to understand every aspect of what this film is trying to tell us about patriarchy, about the gender binary, or anything. We are going to focus on friendship and the gender communication within friendship. Now, with that said, you sort of have to have a sense of the whole movie and how Barbie, what challenges does she face? What happens to make her change over the course of the film, because the main character always learns something and comes out different at the end in this type of film. So you need to think about some of those bigger issues, but I'm just telling you, you don't have to understand every aspect. As a matter of fact, there's a couple of times in this film where characters tell us directly, don't overthink it. So it is meant to be fun. Okay, so one of the questions for the next paper topic, I have it over here on the screen. Think about Barbie Margot, and so that's all the Barbies. There's a whole bunch of Barbies in the film if you haven't seen it already, and they're all called Barbie. Hi Barbie, hi Barbie, hi Barbie. But the way you distinguish them from each other is you use the actor's name. So you say Barbie Margot, or Barbie Issa for Issa Rae, or Barbie whoever. And so the main Barbie is Barbie Margot. So the question for that prompt is, think about Barbie Margot's friendships with other women, especially the other Barbies, and with Gloria. Gloria is the mother she meets sort of a third of the way into the film, who has the daughter named Sasha, who really hates Barbie, at least at the beginning. And she and Margot forge a friendship. So you're going to compare those two types of friendship, Barbie with other Barbies and Barbie with Gloria. Using key concepts from the textbook supported by specific examples from the film, answer this question. Do these friendships exhibit the characteristics of female-female friendships described in Chapter 6 of Gamble and Gamble's book? Yes, no, or to some extent. And a secondary question, I like to provide those. Answer this question by the time you get to your conclusion. What effect do these friendships have on Barbie's development in the film? In other words, what difference does it make? Why is it interesting to look at this? Okay, so to start with, I'm going to play a scene from the beginning of the film. You can see it's about 13 minutes in. This is the Rager party that Barbie's having with the other Barbies.
Hey, Barbie, check this. You can't do a flip like that, Ken.
Yes. This is a real Ranger Barbie. Thanks, Barbie. Gosh, this night is just perfect. It's perfectly perfect. And you look so beautiful, Barbie. Thanks, Barbie. I feel so beautiful. So do I.
This is the best day ever.
It is the best day ever, and so is yesterday, and so is tomorrow, and so is the day after tomorrow, and even Wednesdays, and every day from now until forever. You guys ever think about dying? I don't know, I'm just dying to dance.
Okay, so hopefully you noticed when Barbie told her friends her problem, what's going on with her, sort of her biggest worry at the moment, she totally stops all activity, and they all stare at her dumbfounded, like they totally cannot understand what she's talking about. So you want to think about, okay, so this is a communication event. What's going on here? And in particular, I asked you to think about female-female friendship. And if you look over here on the screen, I've put up what Gamble and Gamble say about female friendships and what characterizes them. So you see here connection, talk and self-disclosure, expressing support and empathy, relationships sustained through dialogue. None of those things happen here when Barbie says, do you guys ever think about death? Just doesn't happen. So this isn't really a feminine style of gender communication. Nobody empathizes with her. No one knows what to say. They don't respond to her. They can't process it at all. Okay, we're going to look at another scene with the Barbies. Okay, so here's another scene a little bit further in. You can see it's 17 minutes in. And again, watch it how Barbie's friends, or Barbie Margot's friends, respond to her, again, trying to share a problem.
My feet! Hey, Barbie. Hi, Barbie. Yeah, Barbie, I just fell.
Fell?
I'm so embarrassed.
Barbie doesn't get embarrassed.
I know, Barbie, I don't even have context for this, but my heels are on the ground. I'm no longer on tiptoes.
That's okay. Let me see.
Stop it, Ken.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I know I'm stereotypical Barbie and therefore don't form conjectures concerning the causality of adjacent unfolding events, but some things have been happening that might be related. Bad breath this morning, a cold shower, burnt waffle, and falling off my roof. You're malfunctioning. What? No, I'm... I've never seen this kind of malfunction before. It's usually just hair related. You know, you're gonna have to visit Weird Barbie. I have never had to visit Weird Barbie.
That's because you've never malfunctioned.
I heard that she used to be the most beautiful Barbie of all, but then someone played with her too hard in the real world.
And now she's fated to an eternity of making other Barbies perfect while falling more and more into disrepair herself. That, and we all call her Weird Barbie, both behind her back and also to her face.
She's so weird. Why is she always in the splits?
Okay, so Barbie shares this very real problem that she's going through, and her friends make gagging sounds and really don't want to deal with her. They send her on her way. So she becomes Weird Barbie's problem. So again, we're not really seeing this sort of female-female connection talk and self-disclosure. I mean, Barbie's talking about her problems, but it's not like her friends are saying, oh yeah, that happened to me once. I mean, they do say they heard about someone else, but they're not making a personal connection with Barbie. They're not disclosing personal feelings, sharing intimate information. I guess there's some emotional intensity. But really, Barbie seems like she's on her own. Her friends are just saying, go elsewhere. And in some ways, if you remember, we just talked about masculine styles of listening. They're listening to solve her problem. They listen to what she says and then they say, okay, here's how you solve it. They're not really building empathy. So that's interesting in terms of the Barbies. And it might be that this is because, if you think about the larger plot line of the film, the Barbies don't have any context for problems or issues or having to deal with sadness, depression, death, cellulite. So it may be that, one of the lines of the film is that, even if you live in the real world, some of those things make life better. That struggle and change can be really hard and stressful, but they also make our lives better. Okay, I'm going to run out of time, so I'm just going to show quickly some of the scenes, important scenes with Gloria. And the first one is really when Barbie and Gloria figure out what's going on between their two worlds. And this is the scene in the car. So I'm just going to play the beginning. If you were going to write this paper, I would really take a look at this scene and think about how they're connecting.
God, I hope nobody from school's house put a life-size Barbie in our car. How did this even happen? I don't know. How are you here? You're like an idea. A great idea. So, I've been a little lonely lately, and I found those Barbies we used to play with. I thought we gave those away. So I started playing with them and making drawings like we used to do, remember? Because I thought it would be joyful. Was it? No, it wasn't. I got sad and weird, and then the drawings got sad and weird, and maybe because I couldn't be like you, I ended up making you like me. Did any of these drawings by chance have thoughts of death and cellulite? Yes! Irrepressible thoughts of death Barbie! Oh my god! And cellulite! I came for you! Those were your memories. Too, like, shining? No, it's nothing like that. Are you shining with a real Barbie? No, I mean, maybe, like a little, yes. I don't even know where to start with this wishing a Barbie to life crap. Oh, Sasha, listen, I'm just a boring mom with a boring job and a daughter who hates me. Can you blame me for wanting to have a little fun?
Okay, let's just stop there for a minute. We'll move on to another. I want to show you another scene between Gloria and Barbie Margot, and this is the complication in their relationship. This is where their friendship gets questioned.
Honey, why did you wish me to a messed up world using your complicated human thoughts and feelings? What? Barbie Land was perfect before. I was perfect before. I'm so sorry. I wasn't trying to do anything. I was just... Don't blame my mom. That's sweet. Maybe you wished us. Maybe it's your fault, Barbie.
No, I didn't wish anything. I've never wanted anything to change.
Oh, honey, that's life. It's all change.
That's terrifying. I don't want that. Not my life. No, thank you. Just, no. I don't want it. I'm just gonna sit here and wait and hope that one of the more leadership-oriented Barbies just snaps out of it. Does something about this whole mess.
I really understand this feeling. It's basically like being a human person all the
Please
time.
just leave me here. Just leave me. Go back to your messed up world and just leave me to mine.
So you're just gonna give up?
Yes.
Okay. You know, I almost...
Okay, I think that's enough. So you see, Barbie's blaming Gloria for all her issues and all her problems, and she just says, if I had never met you, if you had never started screwing with, thinking about me, thoughts of death, Barbie, and all of that, everything would have been fine. And she's just giving up. Okay, so after that last scene, Gloria and Sasha leave Barbie Land, and then they come back. And when they come back to help Barbie. And so this is the scene. And I should say this scene has the biggest speech in the film. It's a speech that Gloria gives. So this is, and it's very important. It's probably the most quoted part of the film. It's what women remember, at least it's what I remember from the first time I saw the film. So if you're going to write this paper, you're probably going to need to talk about this speech, at least in part.
That's Barbie, of course. She's not dead. She's just having an existential crisis.
Okay, come on. Hey, what's wrong?
I'm not pretty anymore.
What? You're so pretty.
I'm not stereotypical Barbie pretty.
Note to the filmmakers, Margot Robbie is the wrong person to cast if you want to make this point.
I'm just going to stop there because one of the things about our culture is that there's a lot of pressure on women to look good. They feel a lot of pressure to be beautiful, to try to be beautiful, to put their best face forward and all of that sort of thing. And so the fact that one of Barbie's big issues with everything that's happened to her is that she's not pretty anymore. It just is sort of a cultural reflection. And notice how Gloria's responding to her. She's really trying to make Barbie feel better. You're beautiful, she says. She supports her. She understands her. She listens to her.
You're beautiful.
It's not just that. I'm not smart enough to be interesting.
You're so smart.
I can't do brain surgery. I've never flown a plane. I'm not the president. No one on the Supreme Court is me. I'm not good enough for anything.
It is literally impossible to be a woman. You are so beautiful, so smart, and it kills me that you don't think you're good enough. Like, we have to always be extraordinary. But somehow we're always doing it wrong. You have to be thin, but not too thin. And you can never say you want to be thin. You have to say you want to be healthy, but also you have to be thin. You have to have money, but you can't ask for money, because that's crass. You have to be a boss, but you can't be mean. You have to lead, but you can't squash other people's ideas. You're supposed to love being a mother, but don't talk about your kids all the damn time. You have to be a career woman, but also always be looking out for other people. You have to answer for men's bad behavior, which is insane, but if you point that out, you're accused of complaining. You're supposed to stay pretty for men, but not so pretty that you tempt them too much or that you threaten other women, because you're supposed to be a part of the sisterhood, but always stand out and always be grateful. But never forget that the system is rigged, so find a way to acknowledge that, but also always be grateful. You have to never get old. Never be rude, never show off, never be selfish, never fall down, never fail, never show fear, never get out of line. It's too hard, it's too contradictory, and nobody gives you a medal or says thank you. And it turns out, in fact, that not only are you doing everything wrong, but also everything is your fault. I'm just so tired of watching myself and every single other woman tie herself into knots so that people will like us. And if all of that is also true for a doll, just representing, then I don't even know.
Wait. I did write a book.
Okay, I'm going to stop it there. But that's the turning point of the film, right? Because now all the Barbies are going to start to work together to fight the Kens, basically, and break down patriarchy. And one of the things you want to think about is, well, what have they replaced it with? All right, I'm going to run out of time. I've got to stop.